And
This
then I was,
conference will now be recorded.
I just wanted to, that would be a last topic with our,
Okay.
with our sessions till now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just
Mm-hmm.
wanted to spend some time to explain what are the different scenarios, just a casual discussion on what happens in the real project and all those things. And
Okay.
maybe, yeah, and then I'll send you all the. I have around 3 documents with the CPQ study material kind of thing. I have one
Mm-hmm.
document which I give to the students for their admin exam, CPQ admin exam. So I'll
Mm-hmm.
send that as well. And the fourth one is something that I'm actually preparing a solution set for you guys. I think if I create it right now, it will be
Mm-hmm.
helpful for other batches as well. So I was just
Okay.
taking out some time, thinking of some new scenarios, and
Okay. Okay.
yeah, just trying to put in whatever I can so that you just can go through and get a rough idea of what needs to be done.
Okay.
So
So
that's
today
where we
you're
are.
gonna,
Yeah.
yeah. So today you're gonna start with discounting, right?
Correct. So today what I'm planning is we have that one topic left. We'll finish that topic. And
Pricing,
sorry.
Sajil, pricing and all that stuff.
So last time we saw price rules, right? Price rules, and we saw summary
Mm-hmm.
variables.
Yes.
And one
Okay.
another. So the last topic related to pricing is discount schedules.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
once, yeah, so we'll cover that topic. And then maybe in the second half, what we will do is I just
Mm-hmm.
had a couple of scenarios that I wanted to explain you guys. Not
Mm-hmm.
scenarios exactly, but then it's kind of best practices or things that you have to do when you get into a project. So those things
Mm-hmm.
I actually thought of documenting, but then I thought it would be better to document the discussions or the solutions. I mean, like the answer to all the assignments,
Mm-hmm.
because that is something you guys already know what needs to be done. It's just you guys need some guidance. So I thought I'll create
Yes.
a solution set for that. But then
Mm-hmm.
this discussion for what needs to be done and how to approach a particular requirement, I thought we need to spend some time
Yeah.
and talk about it. That's what I felt.
Okay. Okay.
So
No
we
problem.
second half we'll focus on that, and after that, what we will do is so that would end our sessions.
Mm-hmm.
However, I will be mailing all these things to you. If you guys have any questions anytime, you guys can drop me an email,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll be in touch on that. Or if you guys, if there is something really important needed, then we'll look for a session or something.
Okay. So
Okay.
today is our last session, or tomorrow?
No, today would be the last session, but then after that, you can just go through the materials, start your studying and everything, and then maybe later on, if you have, we'll just have a quick session later, like, after you guys go through all the materials, after you start studying, right? After that.
Okay.
Hi, Sajil. It's Preet. Hope you're well.
Hey, hi, Preet. How are you, man?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Sorry, did I miss something? I've heard towards the end of it that this is your last session or something.
Right, right. So I was just explaining Durvesh that how I was planning things. So basically, uh, this week I was just creating a solution set for you guys.
Right,
So, one second. Huh?
sure.
Yeah. So what I'm planning to do is right now, since we were covering up pricings, right? The last topic that we have is discount schedules. So in the first half, we'll discuss about discount schedules. We'll see how that works. In the second half, I actually wanted to cover some topics on how when you guys get into a project, how you can approach things and what are the few things that you have to be little alert about. So I just wanted to have a discussion about those things, and then I would mail you all the I mean, I have around 3 sets of study material and one set of
Right,
study material specific for the CPQ exam. So I will send that across. And one thing that I wanted to highlight is those materials are it's not just Salesforce CPQ basic that we covered in our sessions. It is the entire CPQ, like whatever I take, right, in basic and advanced course. I have a
Right.
common document that I've created. So I will send it across, but the only thing is, uh, don't get confused with all the things. The only reason I'm sending the advance is because, anyways, at some point you have to learn those things as well. So you can gradually go through it and self-study all those things, the advanced part. And if you'll get a better idea about the basics of whatever is there in those documents. And then
Sure.
another document is for the specifically for the CPQ exam.
Great.
So
Okay, perfect.
yeah, so whenever you guys plan to give your CPQ exam, you guys can study that book. It's a 120 page notes. It's actually helped
Okay.
many people who have attempted the exam. And then
So are we going to have any classes at all after this?
it actually depends. So what I want you guys to do is, once we finish today's session, right, it would be like all the topics we have covered, and now what you guys have to do, and then I will also give you the solution sets for a few of the assignments that we did, as well as a few of the topics that I want you guys to be aware of. So there are a few other assignments as well, which is there in the document along with the solution, so that you can just read by and get an idea.
Right.
So that is also something I'm going to mail it to you. And then if you guys have any doubt, you can contact me by email, and maybe if needed, I mean, if it's really needed, if there is some topic of all the topics that we have covered, if you guys want anything, then we'll think of it of having one session later on, like not very soon. But then once you guys go through all the study materials and start preparing, and if you feel that we need a quick revision or something, then maybe we can just connect back once again.
Right. Okay.
That's the plan.
And Sajil, about the template, code template.
No, code template is not something we cover in the basic this thing sessions.
Okay.
Yeah, but then in the document that I'm giving you, there is some part of it that is covered, because the advanced sessions is wherein you have code templates and
Mm-hmm.
those things. So you can just go through it and you can try it out. You'll get an idea.
So there is advanced CPQ also, Sajil, sessions.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions, guys?
Was this always the plan, or has there been a change recently?
No, no. This was always the plan. I mean, I think last time also, when I was just I think taking the session for price rules, I just gave you an highlight, right? How the sessions would look like.
Yes.
So we had discount. So we had price rules, we had summary variables, and then we had discount schedules. The only swap that I did is, instead of uh, giving you, having a time being spent on the solutions of the assignment, what I did is I created a document for all the kind of a solution set for all the assignments. Not all the assignments, but the tricky ones. And apart from that, I added around 4 more scenarios, which I think you guys should know. And that time I'm utilizing just to give you an overview of how a project starts, and how you guys have to get started with things, how you guys have to deal with the requirements, and what are the things that you have to keep in mind, what are the best practices and all those things. So I just wanted to utilize the second half of today's session in that. That's the only change that I've done. The rest of the things are same as planned.
Right. Okay. Because I was under the impression that we were going to have spend like 15 hours or 15 sessions on everything to understand it, but obviously now we'll have to go through the documents instead. Is that correct?
No, so actually, if you see, right, we have already the sessions that we have completed right now. It's around close to 17 hours of session is already done. And then once, depending on how much session it takes for today, but till now, whatever we have covered, it's almost close to 17 to 18 hours that we have already covered till now.
And have we learned maybe 70, 80% of CPQ then, would you say?
No, I would say you have learned 60%, and the 40% wouldn't be a big deal, because that is all the advanced part of CPQ, which is not.
Right.
Yeah.
It was never said that this is partial CPQ training. Only one
Yeah,
thing
same.
which was not told to me that this is a partial CPQ training or so, but that's okay. We like you, Sajil, so
Yeah.
no complaint about you, but it was not told to me at least, as Durvesh also mentioned that it will be a partial training. If we are missing something, please highlight at least those topics which we are missing so that either we will go through your document. If those are covered, we are okay. Means I don't know everybody's okay or not, but I will go through the document and then I will try. And if something stuck up, uh, please provide some communication channel so we can communicate to you. That's what my suggestion based on that, uh, how it was said to me. And are there CPQ dump like for the exam we can practice? Are those being provided, or how we gonna go around that certification thing? Because without certification, no one is taking on board anybody here for any even what you call the junior jobs.
Right, right. So, see, the first thing is like when I say basic and advanced, uh, the basic part covers it covers all the topics of CPQ. If you just go through what are the things that is there in CPQ, right? If you see, we have touched everything. When it comes to advanced, the only thing is we go more in detail. It's like you spend more time on, what do you say, Salesforce plus CPQ scenarios, and you understand, right, what I'm trying to say? Because right now what we've done is all just what CPQ covers. But when it comes to advanced, it is like I have a requirement. So in that we kind of train guys to understand that how you can fulfill a requirement for just using Salesforce as well as CPQ. Like an example of process builder that I gave you. So that is just a very simple example. But there are wherein you have to write in lines of codes, or you have to call a trigger or something like that, and then link it with CPQ. So those are the things that are covered in the advanced part. But then that is not something that will affect any
But
of your
Sajil,
certification exam.
Sa Sajil, that's what the day when I started asking like, okay, how the requirements will come and how we will resolve those requirements. So, but that's okay. Means we still like you, but now
Yeah.
we are
And
seeing
Saj,
that whatever we were asking, those are there, but now it is part of the advanced training. So,
No, no.
uh,
I mean, these scenarios that I told you, right? You guys will always be able to, when you guys get in a project, you won't have any problem. The When I say advanced, it needs at least a one developer level training of Salesforce and basic level of CPQ, and then combined is what the advanced training comes into.
okay. Because Sajil, when I've looked into that course content of this, then it has actually shown various content like custom actions, UI, and all that stuff. And you are saying that template is not the part of it, but it is actually the part of that course content of Salesforce CPQ.
Yeah, but then if you see the material for the exams, right? There's
Hmm.
hardly you won't get anything related to the templates. It's all whatever we have covered till now. It's just things related to that. That is what is covered in the certification exam.
Okay.
the point what we are making, Sajil, or if Navya is on call, that whatever it was told to us with the content of the course material, if that is not fully covered, that's what we are asking about, that that should be covered. If that is coming as part of the advanced training, then Navya must arrange something for us, part of the advanced training, so that we learn everything because
Yeah,
we have
Uh-huh.
free.
paid for that course content. whatever it was sold to us.
And 3 to 4 days,
So
yeah, means I think we should get that content also now, yeah. If you are in call,
if not, then Sajil will update you because that's what you sold and that is there in the course content. If that is not covered, it should be covered. And Sajal, no question for you. Means
yeah,
whatever you had deal with those people, if you have covered those things, then they sold us more, but we didn't get that content.
Okay, now I think I'll have to have a word with Navya and see what exactly are the things they promised to you guys.
Right,
And
because they promised us like it's a full CPQ training. There was no what you call that advanced versus the other part, like the basic part, and there should be, and we will be doing the certification. We love the way you taught us, we love the way you help us, but the part which is pending is pending.
Yeah, Sajid, for me as
right,
well. I mean, the reason why I went with these guys, because I did, shop around a little bit, and it was because of you, the way that you actually teach things and stuff, right? But now I feel, look, whatever's happening with your work life and, what have you, and you haven't got the time and you can't, uh, accommodate us, that is fine. But, we'll have to go back to Navya for her to maybe, find a replacement or something so we can learn everything, you know, it has to be more practical. We need to see how things actually look on the system, on the platform itself. That was always my thing that I can't really learn from documents and stuff. I need to be on the platform to see how things work. So, uh, but anyway, I mean, like I said, we need to go back to Navya and see what she can do for us, really.
right. So first, I mean, like I don't want to leave you guys in a tough spot here. But what I can do is I can check with her what are the things that was promised in the course. And another thing that I would suggest to see, again, when I said that this would be the last session, another thing that I told is if you guys need, eh, anything in particular, I don't mind conducting a session again later on. But then you just go through the documents. It's not something like filled with just words or something. It's a document filled with screenshots and step by step of how things need to be done. It's a document that I've been sharing with students since like 1.5 year now. I mean, it's been really helpful. So you guys go through it. I'm not saying that is the only thing that will help you guys, but go through it, spend some time. If there is anything, you make a list of it. We'll discuss again. Maybe you can talk to Navya and see what are the things that is, pending from the content she told you, and then we can connect back. It's not like once this is over, I'll be gone or something. I can still help you guys out.
yeah, because from January it will be a nightmare for me because I have told my company that I will be learning everything from CPQ.
Right,
So
right.
it's a project time from January. So
Okay, so in the contents, I'm just like I have not seen what they have
mhm.
promised you guys. So what are the topics that are there in that content apart from
Yeah,
what we have covered?
just wait. I will read to you.
Mhm.
And Sajil, what's your phone number, please? If
Actually,
you like
phone
to
number
share.
is not something I'm supposed to share, but I can ask Navya to give you an email ID on which you can write to me, and then we
Okay.
can connect. Yeah,
Uh-huh. Sajil.
yeah, yeah.
Hello? So it consists of product bundling, product rules that you taught us. Then
Okay,
second one was custom UI and UI customization, guided selling. So I was
okay.
asking about that. Guided selling is remaining. Third is
Uh-huh.
pricing method and discounting, in which content pricing waterfall, list pricing, contracted pricing, multi-dimension quoting. Then price
Uh-huh.
rule and lookup objects.
Okay.
Then contracting,
Uh-huh.
and then output document and templates.
Okay.
Generating dynamic output, conditional template content, and proposing color and branding. So this is
Okay.
the actually, yeah. And seventh is localization and multi-currency.
Localization and multi-currency. Okay, I think they've mentioned too many things here. Okay, I'll talk to
It's
Mandir today because I mean these things do not get covered in 15 sessions, to be frank.
I know. So if
Uh,
possible, you want to take more session. See, we are we want to learn from you, Sajid, first of all.
right, right, right. Right. No, no,
So
even
if possible,
I
yeah.
don't want, yeah, even I don't want you guys to feel that, it's just halfway things that you've learned. Because till now,
Yeah.
whatever you've seen, I mean, I'm pretty confident that you guys are going to do a good job with whatever we have covered. But then, yeah, so I think there are 2 to 3 topics, right? I'll
Hmm.
check with her. Let me see what was their plan when they gave you these details, and I'll talk to her. I'll see how we can manage those things.
Their plan was to sell it. They sold it.
Sorry.
Their plan was to sell it to someone and they sold it. We bought it and it's pending. Yeah.
Right, right. No, no, but then I don't want your guys, your money to be wasted or something. But yeah, figure out a way. Don't worry.
Yeah, whatever those two, three topics are, I would suggest like talk to them and cover those, and we will be happy so that we know that at least whatever the listed content is that we
Correct,
got it
correct.
from you. And
Okay,
now as there is something advanced CPQ as well, and
right. But then
we
yeah,
can
so
con
when I'm saying advanced APK, I'm being very specific. Those are the things that involves Salesforce Dev Level 1 things as well as the Salesforce CPQ basic things. So it's a combination of both of that.
what is okay. So you're
Okay.
saying the dev level is pending?
No, so not dev level spending. Like some, there are some candidates who have finished Salesforce developer training and they have finished Salesforce CPQ training and then they just want to get more deeper into the CPQ role, or people who are at a developer level, they need to understand so many things. At a consultant level, it would just be like they are giving suggestions and they are like I told you, right, when you say requirement you say that okay, you need to do a search filter, you need to do a product rule or whatever it is, but then when it comes to a developer who's going to implement that, for him he needs to understand that if there is some gaps in the CPQ implementation, then he needs to write some code, do some customization, or do some configuration at the Salesforce end to fill up that gap. So those kind of things are what is covered in that advanced sessions.
I think that
But then
everybody
these,
needs those things to learn.
no, it's not
And
compulsory. So the candidates that I usually get for advanced is like you know CPQ developers, Salesforce and CPQ developers, basically. When it
yeah,
comes to
Vishal.
the consultant level,
Means Sajal,
uh-huh,
the day one I'm asking like if I'm going for a business analyst or a consultant role, right? So
right,
definitely it's gonna come to me like I have to, and you mentioned few times like you have to suggest the solution on top of like you can use, and as soon as you hear something from sales team, you have to come up with the idea, okay, for this, I have to implement
right,
this way, I have to implement this way. And
right.
if you're saying that is part of the advanced training, what would be the solution for those things? Then I think it's my opinion. I think we are missing that because
No, so
you have
basically,
some more knowledge about that, which if you can share, it will be good to have, and we will be able to crack our interviews. And like when we are live on a project, we know that okay, sales people are talking about this, how to what to do, and we know how to do. We can suggest those
correct.
solutions.
Right, right. No, I totally agree with that, Vishal. But then what I'm trying to say is whatever topics we covered, right?
Hmm.
Even that is enough to suggest what needs to be done for a requirement.
Okay.
But the Salesforce side of it, the development side of it, is only when you actually, because a consultant is never going to go and write code. He's always going to be at a place where he has to understand the business side of it and then suggest what is the element that needs to be used. But then you, for example, you say that okay, you go and do create a search filter, but then and then you give it to the developer. So developer has to think, okay, I'm going to implement a search filter, but then there is this gap. I cannot get connected with object A and object B. So then I will, I have to do some customization at the maybe a trigger or maybe a code somewhere to get that data from object A to object B. So these things you need good hands on the developer end, wherein Apex classes and triggers and all those things, and then you utilize that when you implement the CPQ, which is all developer specific.
But for the admin prospect, Sajil, just take means I'm saying that for the admin prospect or what we have told, we have been told that you will take everything, like from
Right,
the
right.
guided selling to, yeah, in that.
You can
I
maybe
just I
understand why
just
we
I read that.
sounding disappointed, because obviously last time I think we spoke as well, because we obviously haven't had many sessions in the last week. And I think it was probably me who asked you how many sessions are left, and you did at that point say to us that it was, between 5 and 7 sessions, so about a week's worth of sessions. Obviously, if we were, taking classes every night and or every day, then it would have been fine by now. But since then, we've only had one class, so I mean, so we're really missing about 4 to 5 sessions, aren't we?
Yeah, Sajil.
No, I think last time when we discussed, right, I think I shared the number of topics left. So in that, there were only 3 sessions that was left. And in that 3 sessions, the topics that were left was one was the pricing part of it, and then there was discount schedule. So pricing, price rules, and summary variables we finished in one session. The only session that I'm missing out on is the solution of the assignments. So that's why I told that I will send out a solution set document for the assignments that we did, as well as few more assignments, which will have the steps and the screenshots on how those things needs to be implemented.
Okay.
But then when it comes to the course content, we are on track actually.
Okay.
Okay, let's have our session, Sajil. With all
Let's
due
have at least
respect
this
to you,
session.
man, you're the best.
No, but then I see one thing I can promise is it won't be like you guys are going to miss out anything that is being promised. I'll talk to Navya. I don't know where the gap is, and I'll try and arrange something so that at least the things that they have promised when you bought the course is covered. Yeah, that's something I can promise to you guys.
Okay, I think as Preet mentioned, like whatever those 3, 4 sessions are, if you take those sessions, whether we clear our doubts based on our understanding so far and whatever is pending from the content, those two things are covered, I think we'll be okay. Two
Okay,
things.
yeah, I'll talk to
Two
Navya and
things,
I'll.
whatever is left in content, and other 2 sessions for whatever we think that we are missing. We can come up with some specific questions, three of us, and then we can ask those questions and you can explain us how to resolve those things.
Okay, yeah, sure, sure.
Okay, how to discount?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to learn about discount schedules. So this is actually a little bit connected to something that we have seen till now. We saw how block prices work, right, in the last session. So basically, in block prices, you put in a range and then you directly decide the amount, right? If I put 1 to 10 and I give the price, I give the list price directly. That okay, if the quantity is something between 1 to 10, then it should be priced at $120. If it is 11 to 20, then it should be priced at $100. That's an example that we all saw in the last session, right? So now the scenario over here is how discount schedules come into picture. So for example, uh, the products that we have in the org, I couldn't figure out a very good example, but then I'm just giving you you know a basic scenario wherein I have a quantity. So for example, if I am if I'm trying to add in an extra shield cover to my windshield, okay, so I'm kind of creating a film on my windshield. So if when I'm purchasing that, it is calculated based on the length. So my price will change based on what length I'm buying it for. For example, my shield cover is having quantity as 1, but then its length could change. So there are different sizes for it. There is size 1, there is size 2 till size 50 or 60. So if I'm buying something at size 1 for quantity 1, its price would be X. If I'm buying for size 25 for same one quantity, it would be at a different price. You get the example?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So basically, we have the quantity constant, but this time the parameter related to that element is changing. Okay. So for that is wherein the discount schedule comes into picture. So this actually is a very simple implementation, but then the tricky part over here comes in when you have to understand that when I have to use a block price or when I have to use a discount schedule. So one, what do you say? One quick difference that you can do is like whenever the requirement says in that it's something related to the price, wherein they have specified that okay, this value X should be there, then you use the block prices because you cannot set up block prices for discounts. Like I cannot have 10% or 20%. I directly enter my value there in the block prices. I give the amount that it should be $120 fixed. It should be $100 fixed. But then when the thing is variable based on the list price, something like a discount, that where things get changed based on the parameter, that's where we use discount schedules. Am I clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'll just give a quick example of discount schedules. So based on the example that we just saw, right? I created a discount schedule. This is just the length that I have given, and this is the type, which is range. So it will go in from uh, whatever value I given. Like if my size is 1 to 10, then it should be 10% discount. If it is 10 to 20, then it should be 20% discount. That gets decided over here. Then my discount unit is wherein I want it to be in percentage, right? I want to give 10%, I want to give 20%. So that's wherein I use the percentage attribute over here. And then one another thing, important thing that needs to be considered is quote line quantity field. So this is an important point over here, which specifies that what exactly is the parameter that I need to check to decide what should be the discount. Like for example, in our example that I give you, I told you that it should be size. Like if the size is 1 to 10 for quantity 1, then it should be 10%. Correct?
Can you repeat that, Sajal?
Yeah, I'll repeat that again. So basically what happens is my length is something that is for a constant quantity. For example, I have quantity 1 and my length is what decides what my discount would be. Do you want me to repeat that again? So basically what happens is I have a product with quantity 1 and my length would vary. So based on what variation is there in that value, I have different sets of discounts. If my length is, for example, between 1 to 10, then my discount that I have set would be 10%. If my length is between 10 to 20, then my value would be 20%. So this field, the length underscore C, is the field that decides what value of discount it should be.
Hmm.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now the second thing that comes in is the tiers. So this is my basic thing. I create my first set of discount schedule. I give the name. I create the what type it should be, like type percent. I give the range, and then I select the field. And this field is something that I create the quote line. So I'll explain that as well. So for that, what I need to do
What
is
is
I go to
price
setup.
scale?
Sorry,
What is price scale? Price scale?
where is that?
Scale. Uh, about the quantity scales, price scale.
Just above the length, where you put the length, right? Just above that, there's a section called price here on your right. If
Price
you,
scale.
you go, yeah. You know what you highlighted, yeah?
No.
Length underscore C, the custom field, just above that, number 2,
Uh,
just
Price
above that.
scale.
Yeah, go up again. There it is. So you know the highlighted bit, length underscore, yeah, custom
oh
field,
my bad,
just
my
above.
bad. Sorry. Yes, price scale. This is the decimals. Like I give
Okay.
10%, so it would come in as 10.00%. My scale is 2.
And I'm
Okay.
guessing in most cases it'll probably be 2, right?
Right. It's always usually 2.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes based on the requirement they want it in multiples of 10. So that time you put this as 0 because they don't want the discount to be in decimals because it becomes difficult in calculating.
And Sajid, you have created this length object, right? Field.
Correct.
So you have create what kind of field you have created for this?
Correct. And I'm coming to that. I'm just coming to that on how
Okay.
this field is created and how this is added to
Okay.
this pick list. So what I do is I
Okay.
go to the home page, I create object manager, and then if you see length, oh sorry, so I need to select quote line over here. I go to the fields and relationships and I select length. So this is the field that I created and it's just a number field. Okay. So this is
Mhm.
on the quote line object. And one another thing that I did is I picked up this field. I went to field sets, the same exercise that we did last time. I went to line editor and I added that on the UI so that I can adjust it. So if you see the UI, I have added this field next to quantity. Make sense?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, fine. And then what we will do is we will go back. I go to this object. Inside that pick list, I'm going to add this API. This is the field, quote line quantity field. I come in over here and I will add this field. So I just went on new and I added this field, the API of that field to be precise.
Mm.
Okay. Here, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yes.
now we'll go to the next part. That is to create the tiers for this discount schedule. So I have an option called as edit tiers. I click on this. I already have my, okay, what's happening? Okay, that's strange. Yeah. So this is where I set up the tiers. That is, this is a name that you can put anything over there. And the exercise for lower and upper bound is same as what we had for block prices. Wherein if I want 1 to 10, then I put the upper bound as 11. I gave discount as 10%. Then I went in and I gave lower bound as 11, and so 11 to 50 goes in like 51, and 51 and above it will be 30% discount. So if my length or the size is between 1 to 10, it is 10%. 10 to 50 is 20%. Got it? And 50 and above is 30%.
Okay,
Okay?
okay. And Sajil, if that bond is 11, then it
Uh,
will take automatically 20, right? The next discount.
exactly, exactly.
Okay.
And I'm guessing the
Okay?
plus minus on the right hand side is to add another store
Exactly,
like
exactly.
row. Yeah.
Okay? So
I'm
I have my,
guessing. Sorry, I'm guessing at least one would be there automatically, right, without us creating it, or
yes, yes. So this
right?
one, the first one is already there. And then the next two I added by clicking on the plus sign.
Sure.
So
One
I save
question,
this.
Sajil,
Yeah,
one
yeah.
question. So if we have this discount schedule as well as we have the block prices there on the product itself, so both can be applied or there should be only one
No, no, I'll
either.
come to that because the
Okay.
discount schedule, uh, it actually depends on uh, what you have for that product. Because now this particular discount schedule, right? I have set it up for a product called as desktop computer. So when I go to this product, I have to assign this discount schedule to the products. Okay. If I come to this product, when I scroll down, you see this, right? Discount schedule. This is nothing but my discount schedule that was here. So I assign it to this product, and only after that, this product will start reflecting that action of, changing based on the range.
Okay, and where we had that block prices before.
Right.
So,
I'm coming to that. So over here, there are two things that you have to keep in mind. One is pricing method is list, whereas for block pricing it was block. But for this one, it is pricing method list. And what I'm doing over here is I'm selecting the discount schedule as length, which is the one which we just created. Got it?
yeah, my question is, can we put both of those two things on a product?
Both as in I didn't get you.
So, go up
Uh-huh.
and select that block there for the pricing.
Okay, that way. Yes, yes, we can.
Okay.
So then at that
So
time,
it
what will
is.
happen? It will
Mhm.
change based on your whatever is your block pricing field, right? I have block pricing field as quantity. So it will get applied on that value. I'll explain. Basically, if I select block here, right? Now what happens is my block price will fire first for the quantity. So if I have set up a block price for 1 to 5 quantity, the price is $100. 5 to 10 quantity, the price is 100 and it's $80. My quantity is 2 over here. So what will my price be?
It'll be a
$100.
discount price, right?
Sorry.
It will be a discount on the block price.
Exactly. So for my quantity 2, my list price is 100. Then my discount schedule will get applied on 100 and give the 10% discount on the block price. So for example, if I increase my quantity to somewhere between 5 to 10, for example, I select quantity 7, my price changes to 80, then my discount schedule will get applied on $80.
Got it.
Got it?
And order, Sajil, you are saying that we can apply on the block price, right? So we have to put the order in a way, or it will automatically act one
No,
by
it
one.
will automatically act because
Okay.
your discount schedule gets applied on the list price, and your pricing method decides the list price. So first your list price gets decided, and then your discount schedule fires.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
So I'll put this as this. So these are the two things whenever you consider for pricing, right? So yeah, when we finish this topic, I told you, right, some things that you have to remember. At that time, I'll explain few things that comes into picture when it comes to pricing. Okay, or maybe so basically what happens is there are requirements wherein they want when I go to the product selection page, right? So see, this my discount schedule is now set up. I select my pricing method list and my discount schedule as the record, and I save this. So my discount schedule is set up. Now what happens is whenever you go to a quote, right? So when you are selecting the product, they want us to not display the price. Go to edit lines, select add product. So now what will happen is I see the product as well as the list price, right? And now what happens is sometimes the requirements the client doesn't want them to see the price before they select the product, right? So at that time you want to hide this price from the customer. At that time there is a direct option that CPQ has provided, that is hide price in search results. So when you check this one, this checkbox, it will hide the price from the product selection page. Whenever the customer selects that product, he won't be seeing that this price over there.
Okay.
Got it? So now I am going to select the product and I'm going to see how my discount schedule works. I select desktop computer. So this was an old product, so I have to add in the bundle. I add this. I also have that needs to be added. I see. So I have a new column added in that is called as length. Now what I do is if the length as 5, calculate. Let me increase it to 50 and the value changed to 560.
Sajil, this product code, product name is a quote line, right?
Exactly, exactly.
And upper the thing which are end date and total quantity, what is this called? It is also.
These things,
Mm-hmm.
these are on the code field set. So
Old
when I added in the length, I added it on the quote line field set. But when I want to add things over here, I add it to the quote field set.
Okay.
Okay, so now based on my length, my discount will keep changing on the product. So length is just a parameter that I use to control my discount schedule.
Hmm.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is actually, this looks like a very straightforward thing, but what happens is when you uh, get in a requirement, right? That's where things get little tricky. Okay, so now what happens is in the requirement they will just give it as straightforward. They will say uh, for a product X, I want my discount. So they'll give you the price chart. They'll give you the price chart. They'll give you the price chart, and then they will ask you to decide based on the product. Like they won't explain anything that if it is going to be percentage or if it has to be block prices or if it has to be discount schedule. They'll just give you the price chart. That is, they'll give you the product name. They will give you a list price. They will give you the range. They will give you the discount value. And then now you have to decide how I'm going to accommodate this pricing structure into CPQ. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
So let me open my. So basically, my requirement would look like my product, then my product code. So these things client will provide it to you. And whenever it comes to pricing, right, there is no requirement like user story or something. It's more of things that you have to understand. What are the requirement? Because my client won't know what are the things that CPQ offers. So he'll just give you his sheet. Now you have to think that out of the things Salesforce box offers, what things I can use to get this thing designed in a best way. So I have my list price, okay, and then I have my quantity, I have my discount. So guys, be very, very, try to concentrate as much as you can because this is a very important thing that I'm trying to explain. Okay, so now my this is exactly how a requirement comes in. They'll give you an Excel sheet with 5,000, 7,000 records with these values. So I suppose I have A, B, C, D, A, okay. So these are my product name. My product code is 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E, 1A, 1B, 1E. My list price gets started with $100 and it goes on to 200, 100, 400, and 500. And then I have 120, 220, 320. Okay. Now my quantity is 1, 1, 1, 1. Uh, 11, 11, 11. My discount is 10%. 10, 10. So just imagine I'm your client and this is the sheet that I provide to you guys. Now tell me what are the things that you can decode from the sheet. Hello, you guys hear
Yes,
me?
Ajay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So just just think little and just tell me what are the things that you guys can understand from the sheet of the things that we have covered in the uh, pricing, right? We have covered everything that is needed to decode this requirement.
So what they're saying is that product A, which has a list price of 100, if we are selling one quantity, then discount should be 10%.
Uh-huh.
And for the same product, if list price is 120, and if somebody buys or we create a code for quantity which is more than 10, which is 11, discount should be 20. I think the previous one example I said like that should be read as like if the quantity is sold as 1 to 10, then the discount should be 10.
Okay.
And same for that other product line.
If you take a range, if we take from product A to E, we will take a range that for that range it will be 10 discount, and after that ABE, then it will again we will again take another range. For that the discount will be 20. So
Okay.
for A to E it will be 1 to 5, and again from A to E for the 20 discount it will be um, 5 to 8 or
Okay.
6 to 8.
So one thing that you guys see is that I have to add in a discount schedule for this, right?
Hmm?
Okay. But then how I have same product, different list prices. So how do I handle this? So you guys are telling me that for 1 to 10, I have my discount 10%. For 11 to 20 or X amount, X number, I have my discount as 20. So my discount schedule is perfectly correct. Now, but for the same product, I have two list prices. How do I tackle this one?
So if we have three products like A, so we know that for two products it will be 10% discount. Then, uh, sorry, for 10 products it will be 10% discount, and for 11 product it will be 20%. So for that A product we will go from 1 to 10, and then for that again 20%, then we will go to 10 to 20 for 20% discount only for A product.
You'll also have the block price, right? Between 1 and
Exactly.
10, and then, yeah.
Exactly. That's what I wanted. Yes. So what I would do is I have one product, my product A. It would have block price, which would say 1 to 10, 1 to 10, and then I would have 11 to, for example, 20. My list, so my price for that block price would be 100, 120. For my same product, I would have a discount schedule. It would have 1 to, same as this, 1 to 20, sorry, 1 to 10, 11 to 20. My discount is 10% and 20%. For my first thing, what will happen is if my quantity is 1, my price is 100, and my 10% gets applied on 100.
Mm-hmm.
So this is
Okay.
how I will, this is what I got from just this product. So But now imagine there are 5,000 products, for a company.
Hmm.
This requires a lot of patience and a lot of analysis to try and figure out, what are the different things. So basically, what I do is, you guys are pretty familiar with Excel, right? So I just create a filter and I take one product at a time. So for example, I just select A, and then I will find the solution for just product A. Because out of that 5,000, it would be the same product for different parameters. If the product name and the product code is the same, that means it's a single product.
Sajil,
Huh?
you're saying from that 5,000 list, so there will be minimum 10 to 20 products we have to do for this, no?
Not 10 to 20. It could vary, based on what they have provided. But what I'm trying to say is, one
Hmm.
uh, one way to figure out what is there is, I have product code and product name same, right? It's a no-brainer that this is the same product. But if it says product name is the same and this product code is different, then this means these are two separate products. So I have to consider them separately. I cannot have this particular solution. You guys understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so what you're suggesting is the solution should be based on that specific product.
Correct. So always whenever you get that sheet from the client, right, the pricing sheet, you put a filter, take one identical product. If you are able to do one correctly, right, 80% of the time it is applied for all the products. So now we only have two, but then here it could be 100. So you just have to spend time on the first one very patiently, and if you get the correct thing over there for the first product, is the exact same solution that gets applied for all the other products. That's like 80% of the time that's the scenario.
Hmm.
Okay, one question like here you suggested list price 100 for that 1 to 10 and then 120 for that should be reverse, I think, right? For the less product, it should be more
Ah,
and
correct, correct, correct. Yeah, that's the real world scenario.
okay,
Yeah.
That's what you have when it comes to pricing.
right, right, right.
It
Okay,
depends on how much time you spend on that sheet, how accurately you decide. If you get this wrong, to be frank, your entire project goes wrong if you get the pricing wrong,
true.
right? Because the client would just freak out if you start sending out wrong prices to the customer. So
Hmm.
when you guys get into a project as a consultant role, right? What is expected is, first, before even you hear about what the product is, first have to understand how the business is running.
Hmm.
Secondly, what are the products they're selling and
Hmm.
what are the different pricings that they have in their business model. So you sit with the client and you have to understand that one on one, and then they will give you this list from their existing old school database. There would be some table, maybe DB or DB2 or some table which they are already using for their current system. They would just extract that into an Excel and they will give it to you. But then before that, even before you start hearing even the first requirement, right? The first and foremost thing that you have to always focus on is the pricing and the product pricing. So once you start with product, you get to know what are the different bundles, what are the different know different kind of bundle that I have to use, how I can have bundle inside bundle, and whatever structure is there, that you decide first. After that, you decide the pricing. Once you are 100% confirmed on how the product structure and the pricing structure is going to look like, only then you start with the implementation. I'm just giving this out of experience because what happens is once the project starts, there are tight deadlines and it's always the consultant who has to run the project. So they will come on you that okay, you at least start this, and simultaneously we will get these things done. But then if this goes wrong, they are going to literally kill you. That's for sure. So it's always better to always push them back. Get so just write it down 100 and 110% sure that you have to get this information first before think of even anything, because without this you cannot even think of what kind of a product role it should be or what kind of a price role it should be.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but then this is a very very important topic, guys. This practice that I'm telling you, right, that even
Mhm.
before they start with the all the knowledge transfer sessions and everything, you have to understand the product and the pricing structure of that company. Only after which, and then you decide. You don't have to have a very good, good looking prototype or something, but just an Excel model to understand what are the different bundles they have and what are the different pricing structure.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any questions from whatever we covered now?
Just quickly, Sajil, well, with us designing all of this, will it be on a developer account? Would it be on a sandbox, or is this us giving instructions and up to the developers? Is that what we're saying? I mean,
Sorry.
because I'm sure that there'll be you'll probably try everything first before you pass it on to the client or implement it. I'm guessing. Would it not be correct for me to say that?
No, no. You so basically when you get into a project, right? The client would buy in a full, a production copy, out of which you can create a couple of sandboxes. So,
Right.
right. But then, if you have, if you try, if you implement it and if you do it right, it would take a lot of time. It's as good as implementing the whole project. So this
Right.
whole exercise that I just explained is all based on analysis rather than implementation.
Sure.
Because if you so you will get your own developer orgs and everything will be available, but if you implement and decide it's going to take a year just to figure out, because you're
Right.
actually doing that, right? It's going to take a lot of time. So this is completely an analysis, because now that I know what a block price does, now that I know that what a discount schedule does, I should be able to figure out what is needed after just seeing the data.
Hmm.
That's what is expected.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Sajil, one question on the same line. If we know that, okay, if we understand these are the requirement, and if we know that we can give solution for pricing with the block price or discount schedule or both combination, and after
Uh-huh.
that we configure one of the product, right?
Okay.
And that as a business analyst or with the help of developer, we work on a sandbox and we do that for one of the product. Now,
Okay.
and we would verify that with on the code itself that how it shows when we are selecting product, does it show or map back to that correct pricing method which client shared with us, right? So that would be a
Correct.
validation within the sandbox. And after that, if it comes to that product owner acceptance, if product owner is from client, would that be on the sandbox itself, or it would be when we merge that into the master and it goes to that staging and then production, then client will be looking into that. So I want to know because it's a configuration only, but client will only be looking at the production box, or if client has a team, operational team, they can look into the staging box. How how is the practice? Because I am coming from the world where everything is development, not the configuration. Right.
Correct.
So
Correct.
this
So
is
so
my
that's what.
first. Tell me.
Right. So in the real world scenario, what happens is, uh, so you guys decide after seeing the product and the prices, that what are the things that you guys have to implement, right? After that, you sit with the BA and then you do the requirement. You list down the requirements, and then you
Mm-hmm.
start developing sprint wise. So it's not like in the first shot it's you're going to build the whole thing. Maybe your first sprint would just involve you can actually have a user story for just the analysis, and then later on you would just have the fields created. Like there are some custom fields, like apart from product code and product name, there are some few more custom fields and some formulas or all those things at the Salesforce side. So that is a requirement. You have a user story for that, and then you have a user story for loading the products and into the system. So that's one user. Then you go with the bundling. So that would have like for product this, I have to create a dynamic bundle. So that becomes my one user story. So it goes part by part. So I have around 5 requirements in one sprint, for example. I finish that and then I demo it to the client and I tell him that, okay, this is what we have done in this sprint and this is how it's going to proceed in the upcoming sprints. So in the second sprint, I take up the next block of things, requirements. I finish that. I show it to the client. I go to the third sprint. Like that, it gets created. That's how it gets developed.
Yeah, that I understand from the agile point of view how the sprint would work, and but I was asking like so you're saying that when we are having every sprint review, there itself we are sharing with the client, because if our definition of done is that each and every story has to be a testable item and has to be a deployable item, right? If
Exactly.
we
Exactly.
right if those two things are matching, so in the sprint review we will be sharing if I have come up with a block price versus discount schedule and to explain them, hey, based on your requirement for this particular product and with the quantity from this range to this range, we are having a discount, and we will show that okay, when we select product on a quote, it shows us a discounted price.
Correct.
And
But then that is definitely there. But then, as a consultant, right, before even the sprint starts, you would be
Mhm.
sitting with the client and you would explain him that what exactly is a block price and why I am
Right.
using a block price and how it is going to solve the problem here.
Okay,
You
I
kind of
got you.
convince him that, yeah,
Okay, so we are sharing the solution, how we are implementing with the client, because it's a configuration thing, it's not a coding thing. So that we
correct,
are using this functionality from CPQ to implement for this kind of product problem or product
correct,
pricing.
correct,
Okay, okay. And then when we agree and then we create stories and implement those things.
correct, correct.
Okay, okay. Thank
So,
you.
so what happens is later on, if there is some gaps in the implementation, right? You always have that discussion, that MOM with the client, that this is what was agreed upon, and that's why you started off with this particular.
So what I'm getting here is in the role of a consultant or business analyst, when we are getting sign off on the requirements, we can give them the solution itself from CPQ and get
Correct,
the sign off on those based on that example layout in spreadsheet or wherever.
correct. So how this
Okay.
helps is now I am suppose I am the consultant and I'm explaining to the client that okay, after seeing a product list, I feel that if I have this block price, so I'll explain what block price is, and I'll say this is how this is going to be set. If there is, and he's going to know each and everything about that project, right? About that product, he knows everything. So there might be some scenarios that you could not understand, or you missed out, or he might have missed out. So when you explain these things in detail, he might remember and he will point it out that okay, there is one more thing. If you guys can add it over here, is it possible to block price? Then you again do the analysis, and then you let him know that okay, yeah, I can do this. This can be accommodated in the block price itself. If not, then you have to come up with a different approach.
So you're saying there could be some exception to the similar product line, and then we have to come up with a different solution.
No, no, no. Not similar product line, but I'm saying, for example, 100, 120, and then maybe he would just say that okay, there is one more price called as maybe an incentive price or something that also needs to be taken care of. Just an example, or some edge cases that are there in the business level which could not be. portrayed in the document, or he could not explain it when he was giving the KT. Those things
Okay,
come
I
up
got
when
you.
you sit with the client and then you discuss the solution or the approach.
Sure, sure.
Got it?
And Sajil, one more. Since you said that we will getting an Excel file or we will getting the data, right?
Correct.
But for this pricing and discount and quantity, but if that data they are giving, it's a file, means they will give what we can say, a financial statement of
Uh-huh.
what they are doing. So we have to do analysis of that file also if they are
No,
not
no.
giving us any. Yeah.
See, every product or every software that is being used, right? They would have some database. So when you ask for these details, what they would just do is there would be multiple tables where these data are stored. They would just extract sample data and they will give it to you, and not from the actual production but from a lower environment, like maybe from a SIT or a UAT. They will give you the dummy data, and then that would be just a single Excel file with all these details. And then in that sheet you have to do the analysis.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, anything else, guys? Any other questions?
So when we create a discount schedule and after that we connect that discount schedule to a product,
Correct.
right? So if I have a problem like this, hey, that our discount schedule will be available only for the month of December, like Christmas sale or so.
Okay.
So how are we gonna handle that?
So for that you'll have to control it at the product level itself, because I have one product. My one product, you have set up a discount schedule, so you cannot control it based on the time, right? So then in that case, what you would do is you will just introduce a new product just for that and for that whatever discount period, and you would deactivate the other one and you'll keep this active. After that period of discount sale is over, then you again deactivate and activate the other product. Like for
Oh,
example, I have A.
I got it. So you're
And
saying two different discount schedule will work for that rather than
correct.
like, okay,
So this is my sale product A. So this is initially this was active and this was inactive. This has my discount schedule. Now you're saying that this is for December, right? So when my December comes in, what I will do is I'll make this inactive. I'll make this active, and then I will till December I'll keep this as it is, and then I'll reverse this.
Can you repeat, Sajil? I didn't understand what act.
Yeah, basically what he was trying to say is my discount schedule has to only run for a particular month, for a particular period. What I told him is that to tackle such things, what you have to do is this will be my product throughout the year. That is January to November. Just for December, I would have this one product, and then what I will do is when the December month comes in, I will make this product inactive and I'll make this product active.
But Sajil, it's for product A, and if there are multiple products,
The same thing. You'll have to do it the same way.
okay.
Yeah.
so that wouldn't be a hassle for the operation team who is handling that or sales rep to manage those pricing for time to time. And if
No,
they
no,
miss out
you can
that
actually automate this, right? So basically, what I would do is I can have some
op
time-based process
option,
builder. Sorry.
Or can't we have a different option for the products and then we can create one option with this discount price and other option with that?
No, no, because your product would be one, right? And options come is always associated to some product,
Right.
right? So then how it
If
will
we
work?
if we create two options, it won't work. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it won't work. So then, what you can do is you can ask the developer to automate this process with a process builder time based. So based on the date and time, if the month is from 1 to 11, this product has to be active. And when the date changes to 12, month changes to 12, you make this active. And then you get this automated. So then there is no manual effort.
Sure.
Got it? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So when we are rolling out these things in production,
Uh-huh.
right? If we have to do or staging, we have to verify this or validate these things that these are happening based on that time or so. What would be the method for that? Like how in staging or production we will be verifying that December month or Christmas discount is active now, and this is because otherwise it will not work, I think, because if or there is a
No, it could, right? Because what my flow is going to do is once you activate the flow, it will always be running. And what it will do, it will check if my current month is between 1 to 11, then my status of my particular set of products. So my product family for this will be different. This will be my standard product family, and this would be my discounted product. So from January to November, all my standard products should be active. But in the month of December, that is 12th month, all my discount products should be active, and this should be inactive.
so product A is part of the standard product family as well as discounted product family.
Exactly. So these are two separate products, but this is of two different product families. Everything would
Okay.
be the same. Product code, product name, everything is same. Just the family is different. This is my standard one, which runs in from first month to the 11th month, and this is my discounted product, which just runs on the December month.
So when we are applying rules and discounts, so we'll be considering the product family as well, because previously we discussed that discount schedule will be applied on product.
No, no, I'm saying this for the automation.
Okay. So
Just
when they are
right,
doing
my logic for
so
the flow would only pick up my product based on the product family. This is not related to the discount schedule.
so you are saying that we will create two different schedule. We will attach those schedule to the same product. Now automation will be based on that if product family is standard, show that discount schedule or apply that discount schedule for Jan to November. And if it is for the product family discount product, then apply only for the month of December.
Correct.
Would
Okay.
you then create two different products, or would you? How would you assign the same product to two different families?
No, so these are two separate. So this is my product one.
It is right. Okay.
This is my product two. Based on the requirement, maybe from Jan to November, they do not want to give any discount. So this does not. So this has zero discount schedule. This has one discount schedule, and then from Jan to November, this is active. Based on so this is Salesforce. You guys don't get confused with that. This is a Salesforce flow that will run on all the products and make this active and inactive. So from Jan to November, it will become active. From in December, it will become this product. This is a separate product. My product two will become active and one will become inactive.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
But it'd probably be a good idea, the steps that we need to follow is when we make the products, then we assign them to different product families and, the options. So what we've been learning, those are the right steps to follow when we are creating or working on a project, right?
Exactly, exactly. That's exactly what you have to follow.
Mm.
But Sajal, if
Uh-huh.
there's a car, Honda Accord 1.2, that's a
Uh-huh.
product, right?
Okay. Uh-huh.
So when we enter that car into our system, so that will be entered as a product one and product two both. And for product one, it will be whatever is on the row 17 will be executed, and product two, again we have the same product but as a product two, and then line 20 will be executed.
Exactly.
So so you are saying that we will create two different products for that.
Correct.
Okay, so two different products for that. But usually I haven't seen that, like whenever we go and get the code, they told us like this is what you want to buy, Honda uh, Civic 1.5 T or whatever, right? That's their one product. How to differentiate that? Like, should I say that, okay, uh, Honda Civic 1.5 Christmas product? Like if it is a Christmas sale thing?
I think what Sajal said earlier, this is what my understanding is, and help me out, Sajal, if I'm
Yeah,
incorrect,
yeah.
obviously,
Go ahead.
that Salesforce, there's automation in place, Vishal, which will automatically pick up the right product depending on the time of the year that you're buying it. So if you are buying in December, for example, automatically, the discount product will be applied to the quote. And if you buy from January to November, it will be the standard product.
So product name would be same as A, like Toyota Civic 1.5.
Correct, correct.
And this product one and product two are the what are those in Salesforce system? What we are calling those as? Just that business rule logic somewhere?
Product type, I think, maybe. I mean, that I'm not sure of. So Sajil probably will have to jump in.
Yeah, because that's what that I want to clarify that okay, if we have a product like let's say that in car product line Honda Civic 1.5, let's say that's
Uh-huh.
our product. It comes from business, okay, and then they give us okay from Jan to November, uh, keep the standard pricing with this discounting model, and then from Christmas, like 30 days or 40 days, we want to run a special on Christmas line, and then we want to do the extra discount. So
Uh-huh.
product is same. We can create two different discount schedule. We can assign two different discount schedule to the same product, and then we can have
But how do you
automation.
do that? But because I showed you, right, there is a field where you assign the discount schedule to a product. There is only one
Mhm.
option to do that. You
Right?
can only
So
assign
if
one discount schedule to a product.
right, so that we cannot do that, right? So if we have to
Exactly.
have a one discount schedule, let's say we have uh, then we have to activate or deactivate or have the automation to pick up discount schedule based on the time,
Correct.
right? So
Correct.
product one and product two on column G doesn't make sense other than the understanding of how the automation would run.
Correct.
So Preet, so that's what the my understanding is, which was different than yours, but solution is there, which is based on that automation code which will run based on that Jan to November and December separate.
Correct, correct. No, I get it. I get it.
Okay.
One thing, just Sajil, to add on to that, is are we ever going to learn automation? Is that also part of CPQ? Is that up to the developers to design, or how does that work?
No, no, that's something the developers would do.
Right.
Yeah, that's completely Salesforce development, wherein they can use the flows or they have to customize it. They might have to write a code for it. So that's completely a Salesforce development part of the requirement.
Right. Okay.
We are just the simple English and speaking people.
Sorry?
They're just the simple English speaking people, write some document and pass on to the dev, and they will get it done.
Correct. The only thing is, whatever you pass on is going to be like Bible for them. They're just going to blindly develop whatever you guys pass on in that document.
So we are basically liaising between the client and the developer team, right, to get all of this
Exactly.
together. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's what I've been doing for last 18 years.
Okay.
But never did the configuration of the product. It is first time that I am working on a uh, market product itself. Our products were like all what you call that based on the requirements, get it developed rather than configuration.
Okay. 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 Yeah, but then it all depends on the client, whatever client you work for, right? Everybody has a very unique kind of products and pricing methods and business model. It's always different for everyone.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
So I think discount and then how to implement is kind of okay with me for today's session.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's good like you lay out this very cleanly on the spreadsheet, like how it will come and like we know that there are, I think, three solutions we discuss here,
Right. Right.
either combination or single discount schedule, and then having a time-based implementation from dev. Yeah, or any other thing kick off, whatever we can automation.
Correct.
Vishal, I think it's a good thing that all three of us, me, you, Durvesh, we've connected as well, right? So in the future, if you're getting stuck on any projects and stuff, we can, maybe, I don't know, get our heads together, help each other out as well. I mean, you guys have more experience of working in IT as opposed to me, but I then have the experience of the sales process side of it. So, you know, uh, so yeah, it's good to have
Sure,
three brains. So that's good, man.
sure. Yeah, sure, sure. We're gonna have those sessions. We can set up something and we will come up with what you call that requirements and then the solution and then we will share with Sajil so that he can say yeah it's okay or there are some other options so that we are good and we are on track.
Yeah, yeah. Because I really want to master this in the next, few years. So within the next couple of years, I want to become an expert with CPQ. So I know before, I mean, I wouldn't have to think twice before working out the solution for the client kind of thing, right? So
Yeah, and that's where like consulting and money will come and that's where I want to get into. So far I haven't get into any product line. Like I tried SAP 10 years back as well one time 2 hours training but I said okay it's not me or whatever but now this time I am doing it because I think Sajal is here. That's the first thing,
yeah,
honestly
we're
telling
gonna
you
try.
Sajal.
We have to try and find a way to keep him here though
Yeah, that's
for
really
this.
flattering at times. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's an honest opinion. Like it's not like
Yeah, sir.
I have seen a lot of audios videos from different trainers and I'm still working on one of the admin training from somewhere but yeah it's like just not solving the problem or requirement but okay walk through the screen and giving something which either stick to your mind or it's very mechanical which doesn't help me at least.
Right, right. No, but then I kind of love doing these Excel models. Actually, what happens is even if you don't remember what I told you, you'll at least have some pictorial memory later on after 6 7 months, and that will help you recollect whatever I'm explaining now.
So Sajid, what's
Sajid,
happening with you? Are you giving up training for a bit, or are you busy at work, or are you just busy generally in life, or
Sorry, can you come again?
are you quite big? I mean, are you giving up training? Are you not, training anymore? Because I did ask Navya about Sales Cloud as well, and she said you're busy for the next couple of months. When is work taking over, or you're just generally busy with work or with life, I guess.
No, no. Actually, the thing is, I just finished one project yesterday, and then next week, right? I just have a small vacation, and then I would be continuing my sessions from January. So I've already asked Navya that including you, there are two more people who wants to go through the Sales Cloud training. So maybe in January, once I'm back I'll be back by end of December, and then from January first week is what I'm going to start my sessions again.
Right. Okay.
And
Yeah.
that's
Uh,
for
so,
the Sales Cloud.
Yeah, so that's for all the batches that I take, like Sales Cloud or admin, Salesforce admin or CPQ.
So
So
you are
like this
taking
is like
so you are taking
sorry?
Salesforce Admin, CPQ, and Sales Cloud.
Correct.
Okay.
Salesforce developer training, Salesforce Sales Cloud training, CPQ and admin.
Okay.
Sajil, at the right side, you are written something guided selling, code template contracting. What is that?
Correct. So these are the things I want to talk to Navya.
Yeah,
Uh,
and also custom action and UI.
okay, custom action and UI. Okay, fine. So only these four things, right? Anything else that is missed?
No, and I think no, nothing.
Okay, fine. I'll talk to her. I'll see where the gap is. But then just be relaxed. Figure out a way to get these topics cleared as well. Till then,
Yeah, yeah,
just
but just
haha,
Sajil, but if possible, you are going out right next week. So
correct.
yeah, cover it within a week or you tell a time we will be there.
Right,
Please
right,
cover.
sure. Let me just talk to
There
her
was
first.
one more thing, Durvesh, localization.
Okay.
Yeah,
Localization, I think
localization.
that's for the template, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Right. So we have code template, right? So that will cover it over there.
Okay. And what you call that? Code terms and code processes.
Terms and code
Is that
processes.
part of
Okay.
the code template? Code terms and code processes.
No, template is different. So basically, what happens is in the
Yeah.
code
So
template, no, you have different objects that come into picture. So depending on
okay.
how you design your code template, these things, uh, you come across these.
Okay.
But then yeah, I just wanted to talk to her
Because
and yeah,
because
yeah.
because
So
there
I'll,
these two items, code terms, and what you call that other one, which I said is
code
code
processes.
processes. Yeah, these two are part of the CPQ, what you call that app itself as a tab, like pricing rule,
Okay.
product rules, code terms, and so though that should be part of the basic training itself. Like that's what I'm thinking. So that will be very straightforward thing, like discount schedule or so.
Uh,
If you want to make a note of that, that would be great.
okay, sure. I'll make a note of that. Okay.
Just as yeah, but Sajil, but try to means it's a request that please before going to your holiday, please
Yeah,
talk with
sure.
Navya and yeah,
Yeah, definitely. No, because even even I don't want you guys to feel that some things are left out or incomplete. So we'll just figure out a way and plan things out, and
yeah.
yeah, but make sure that you guys have everything.
So Sajil, do you have the CPQ dump? You will give or Navya will give
Which one?
for the exam certification exam?
No, no. So what I will do is I will send it to her, and she will upload it in that folder where you have all the recordings.
Okay,
Yeah, and then
and
from there you guys can access
that
anytime.
that dump will help us, right?
It's actually not a dump. It's a what do you say? It's a quick explanation of all the topics.
No,
Uh,
that's from your side. Like what I'm asking, like to pass that certification, usually there are dumps, right? Admin certification dumps are available, like 1,000 or
okay, I get what
1,500
you're saying.
questions.
No, man, that those days are actually gone. And now it's certifications, right? When it comes to CPQ, because for CPQ there is no admin certification. The only certification that is available is Salesforce CPQ specialist exam,
Okay.
and that is a big one. You won't find any dumb. I mean, I've not heard of anything yet. But then people who have given the exams, right? They have actually told me that these documents have helped them a lot
Okay.
when they were preparing. But then so, and even these dumps, I would suggest even if you get it right, try not to focus much on that because it's actually going to take away a lot of things that you could have learned while preparing for the exam, which you just miss out on when you get the dumps.
Okay.
Yeah. So personally, I wouldn't encourage much on finding out dumps or studying from the dumps. It will never help you because it's just like you just pass the exam. But then actually, when you spend time, even though it takes time, maybe 1 month, 1.5 months to prepare for an exam, you get to learn so many things which actually becomes valuable when you're into the project.
And do you think the material that you're going to give us is enough if you were to maybe spend the next 4 to 6 weeks learning everything from it to pass the exam?
No, no, not just from it. That is a good material, but then you have to uh, keep studying other than that as well. There are various things available online. There are the Salesforce documents, right? The help documents, so you need to go through that as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, so self-study is a wide scope, but then whatever I'm giving is specific. Like there are
sure.
a lot of topics, and then there are specific things explained in them.
And is there
Sure.
going to
Sure.
be
Sure.
a lot of changes with the Winter 20 release at all?
Sorry?
With the Winter 20, is there going to be many changes to what we've been learning?
No, no, no. So what happens is in Salesforce, right? After every release, there is only a few modifications that happens, few extra features that happens, but then the topics is always the same. Like my product rule will still remain my product rule, my price rule will remain the price rule. Maybe they might just improve it, or try to automate some of the most frequently used functionality. Like remember I showed you the checkbox, right, which hides the list price,
Yes.
hide list price in search results. So that
Yeah,
is
yeah.
something that came up in one of the releases because that was a very widely used functionality, and they had to do a lot of customization to hide that list price, to modify the CSS and all those things. That was a huge task earlier. And then in one of the releases, what they did is the CPU just brought up with one more checkbox to just you click on that and the price gets taken off. So that's what happens. You have these what do you say suggestions which these consultants and developers give to Salesforce, letting them know that okay, these are the things we would like to have, and then people vote on that idea, and then it gets added onto the release, whichever release it's available for.
I'm guessing it's minor modifications. It's not going to be
Exactly.
anything major,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Because
just a
it's so
minor
many
modification.
releases. Right,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Are we good
So,
for today?
Sajal,
Yeah, we
one
are good for
personal
today.
question.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me.
So, where you work? Can you tell me? Can you tell us?
Sorry. Yeah,
Hello?
yeah, yeah.
So,
Tell me.
where you work? Can you tell us?
No, no. I'm actually all these personal information are not
Okay.
supposed to be shared. Yeah. So I mean, my email, my
No
number.
city.
Yeah, that's something I've been asked to keep confidential.
Just yeah. Okay.
Sajil, you're an architect, right? Solution architect. So what do you need to become one of those? Because obviously, I'm guessing
Uh-huh.
that is higher than your CPQ consultant, or is that a different line altogether, or is it in a similar line but something a bit more advanced?
No, so actually CPQ is just one of the blocks, I would say. So there are a lot of things. There is Salesforce, then there is a integration, there is CPQ, then there is data movement through ETL. So what I usually do is whenever a requirement or whenever a project comes in, I help them in the estimation, and then I kind of help them decide the outer layer of the project. Like can this be done completely through Salesforce, or is there some other application that we have to integrate with? And then so after seeing the project, then I give the suggestion that okay, we have Salesforce CPQ that would help our project delivery better. There is some third party system that you can use, and then in some projects I even help with the solutioning of the in detail solutioning also. But then my current role are all at a wider scope, not specific to any technology. Like I help them with third party integration as well, with Salesforce as well, with CPQ as well.
How long did it take for you to learn all of this, if you don't mind me asking?
Uh, I mean, it actually comes with experience, but then whenever you get into a project, right, it actually depends on how you approach that project. If you yourself are planning to get into that architect level, right, it's always good to understand the architecture of the project. And that way you get ideas, and then what you learn from one project is something that you implement in another project,
Right.
right? So this comes from gradual learning, and then you don't have to wait to come across something. If you just start learning, right, there are so many documents and so many uh, things available. You guys can attend developer groups, Salesforce developer groups. I think definitely it's there in each and every city. Over there you
Yeah,
get
yeah, I've
to
got the admin group. I've actually been to a couple of meetings there, so yeah.
right. So over there you get to meet new people. You get to know different ways of implementation, different projects, different complex projects, and that that kind of increases your knowledge.
What career advice would you give us?
Sorry.
Well, obviously from our experience and stuff, is there any advice that you will give us? Like that maybe you should look at this in the future, and this is the line of work that you should
No, so see
maybe.
now that Salesforce is going to be on top for at least next 5 to 7 years for sure. How much
Right,
ever you invest, whether it be time or efforts, is always going to pay you back for sure. That's one thing I can promise. And another thing is that there's a lot of opportunities around. You should always have a wider, increase your network and try to be aware of what are the different opportunities that are around you. And frankly speaking, when it comes to CPQ, right, there are only a handful of people available for CPQ.
right.
Mhm.
So, this is a good time. Maybe in 1 year, this won't be the demand as it is now. So whatever you can do is in this 1 year, just maybe uh,
Yeah, yeah.
get more
Because
opportunity because you
this,
guys have the upper hand.
Yeah.
yeah, this what actually has been told by my manager also.
Right.
And so for
With,
this,
sorry, go on, Deresh.
no, no, no. Yeah, you talk,
Yeah,
please.
just asking, with CPQ, are there other platforms apart from Salesforce which are quite popular, or something that might be coming into the market in the future, or?
Earlier before this, there is Aptus CPQ as well. I'm
Right,
not sure if you guys have heard of. But then that came down. Like in last couple of years, I've seen the market going down for Aptus because when I started off with CPQ projects, my first two projects was for Aptus. People were opting for Aptus, but then now Salesforce CPQ is what everyone prefers, and gradually the Aptus market is coming down. So now you guys can focus on Salesforce itself, around Salesforce, and I would also suggest that you guys, you know, you don't have to have a complete knowledge of development, but then you guys should have a basic idea of what are the different development options that Salesforce offers. That will always help you.
right,
Yeah, but then if you guys, whatever time you invest, right, in Salesforce, it's going to return for next 7 years. That's for sure,
great.
minimum.
But then because you'll be in the industry, you'll know what to do next, So if it was
Right,
to,
right,
yeah, yeah,
right.
okay,
But
great,
then, and also the thing is, Salesforce is growing. The next thing that's going to boom is Einstein. Einstein analytics. So that's going to be the next big thing. Gradually, that is going to come up in market, and people are going to look for resources. So now
That's
that
for
you get the hint,
artificial intelligence, right?
exactly. So that's going to be a very big market in maybe next couple of years. So
Mm.
But
once
for
you guys are,
that there is a special course like data science and AI,
no,
deep learning.
no. So basically, Einstein. I mean, Salesforce offers those Einstein trainings. I mean, even I have not been very involved in those things. I just have a basic idea of what are the different Einstein projects that could come in the future. But then we have not been in an Einstein project yet. But then that's going to come up very soon. Like I'm guessing, like in next 1 or 2 years, not 1 year, but in the next 2 years, Einstein is going to be the big thing. So I'll definitely look forward to attending as much as meetups and these seminars and everything to have that under my uh, checklist. But then yes,
Okay.
Einstein would be the next big thing. But then for now, you guys focus on CPQ, get maximum, utilize all the opportunities around you, and just you know get maximum from this.
Yeah.
So with these guys, like you haven't given any sales cloud training so far, or sales for admin,
Which guys?
like Navya and all.
No. I recently joined Navia's.
Okay,
Before that, I was not. I mean, like I was doing
wrong
this
question.
partially
Wrong
under
question,
the
Sajid. Wrong question. Sorry.
yeah, thanks, man. So it goes. But then, yeah, let me see. I really want to make sure that first promise. I really want to talk to them and see how this can be processed and get done. That's something I'm targeting for tomorrow. I'll talk to Navya. And before I leave for vacation, I'll just try to squeeze in some time and explain this topic.
Please, yeah, thank you.
Okay,
Yeah, Sajid.
share
Please.
the email share the email address which you mentioned. You can share with us, so that at least we can send
Uh,
email.
yeah, sure. So I'll give all these details to Navya and she'll share it with
Sure,
Okay.
and
you. Yeah,
document as soon as possible so that we can start learning.
exactly. Yeah, yes. Documents. I think by tomorrow you guys should have those documents in the folder.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Uh, so Sajil, this week will be a class, or you will talk to Navya.
No. So this week is definitely it would be the last because I'll be going for vacation. But then
Mm-hmm.
I'll talk to Navya and see how I can squeeze some time in to cover these topics. And I want to also ask you then, on how these things were promised,
Mm-hmm.
what was the agreement. So I just need to have a very uh, informal talk with her and see. And then based on that, I'll just try to squeeze in things and finish it off before I leave for vacation.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see your course content in their website also. So
Right. Yeah, I'll talk to her and then I'll maybe she'll give you a call tomorrow.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
guys. Yeah.
Great.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah. Sure. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you.